next up we have things that I don't know if you're really going to touch, but again, I want you to be careful because a lot of our guests come and stay at the resorts. Now, the resorts are going to be the ones that are going to plant things that may or may not be native. This is Palo Verde. See if I can get close to it. Palo Verde tend to get spikes. Here we go. That's a better shot. Palo Verde have spikes on them. These are the trees. They are green. That's the easier way to remember them. The whole tree, the whole branch is green. Now these are bougainvillea. You're going to find these in a lot of places. I know California grows them. We grow them out here. It's an ornamental plant. Am I saying that correctly? It's just to be pretty. You're not going to see these out on the trails, but you're definitely going to see these at your hotels. It's a lot of landscaping. Why I'm pointing these out to you, if you are not familiar, let me see again if I can zoom down. Right next to all of the leaves, you have these spikes. That's not a very good shot. Let's see if we can get a better shot in here. You get these spikes right next to all the leaves. So when you go to grab these, you're like, oh, these are pretty. I want to put them in my hotel room. Please be careful when you grab a hold of them because there's spikes all over. I got one that doesn't have any of the leaves to make it a little easier to show you. So that is being hidden by leaves on that plant. Okay, now as we move down, another vicious tree. Now this is off of a mesquite. These are some serious spikes. Again, I'm going to put this down so you can see these are spikes. These will go straight through a tennis shoe. I have pictures of that online if you're interested. Dangerous. Be careful. Again, may or may not be out where you are necessarily at, but it's something I want you to be aware of when you come. Another plant that they tend to grow a lot of around the hotels, any of the resorts, because of how pretty they are ocotillo. Now, ocotillo are tall, green, and when they bloom, on the top it is orange. These spikes would be covered by the leaves, just like on the bougainvillea. So please do not grab these, again, thinking they're beautiful, to put in your hotel room. Say, that is really going to be bad news. You're going to impale your fingers on this. This is awful. Ocotillo, beautiful, don't pick it. Then we're going to get down into here. This is a big agave spear. Hard. You let these things dry out. Let me see if I can. Hard. Spikes all over it, all different directions. Kind of like those things, you know, when they tell you not to back up for your tires. That's what you got all over this thing. You're probably staring at one that's a good 3.5 feet tall. I'm not doing very well in this video right now, y'all. It's very hard to get this in here. This is an agave spear. When they are alive and happy, let me see if we can pan over, they look green. It's one of those plants I'm pointing to right there. This is when they dry out. Completely could be a weapon. If you came around here, yeah, that's what Stacy would use if I was in medieval times, for sure. You guys have no idea how many of those I have dried out. I can make this place a fortress. Okay, we're going to get down to something that I enjoy talking about. This is fun. Okay, this beautiful piece of wood you are going to see out on trails. I think certain property you're allowed to pick it up. Please be careful before you take any of this home. Make sure it is somewhere that you are allowed to take it. Do not break it off of a plant. I believe it has to be on the ground. But again, please don't take anything from the desert unless you are sure you are allowed to do that. Now I'm going to set this down right by its family. Yep, I'm going to put it right there. It comes from the jumping cholla. What you're looking at is the skeleton from inside of the jumping cholla. Now, why would Stacy have this on her box of bads? It's just a log, right? There's nothing to be worried about. Okay, we'll make sure that it's safe if I pick it up, right? Well, what am I worried about? Let me pan right back over here to my buddy, who's now really mad that he's outside. Bob. Bob lives in this. He loves it, and so do the other creatures that are out in the desert. So if you are out walking around with your friends, you're like, oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to tell you, can you please at least move it? Take a stick, do something, move this before you try to pick it up. Please don't just pick up one of these and start walking with it, because something like Bob might be in it, under it, around it, and I don't want you to inadvertently throw something like Bob into your car or into your trunk and find out you have taken him back to your hotel room, to your friend's house, or home where you live. Okay, what else do we got? We're almost done, guys. Okay, and this is just something that I think silly, but this scares me every time that I'm out. Some of these bushes rattle, and it sounds like a rattlesnake. You walk by and you hear. And we always tell everybody, be careful when you're out here and listen for things. That sounds almost like a rattlesnake, and especially like me, if you're someone that has seen them, encountered them, and had to deal with a rattlesnake, that sound will send the chills up your spine. So these bushes always make me laugh. I walk through and I hear, and I'm a little jumpy sometimes. So anyway, so I hope that all of the lessons that I gave you about all the spikies from the first video and this video all make sense to you guys. Please don't wear your flip-flops when you come out here for our trails. We want you to be safe. We want you to enjoy the beautiful desert that's out here. Superstition Mountain is fantastic. The energy that comes off of it is like no other. This mountain was created from volcanic eruptions. It's amazing. Please come out and visit us. Absolutely. Snowbirds, come. But we want you to buy some better shoes. Be safe. Drink more water. All the things that you need to do when you come out to the desert. So, from Stacy and from Bob, this is your safety lesson for the day. It's the box of bad. Stacy is at the Superstition Mountain Museum. You come see me. Love to talk to you in person. Love to say hello.